Classic World of Warcraft is one of the slowest, most personally engaging, and one of the most frustrating ways to play World of Warcraft. It's gritty, it's mind-numbing, it's boring, but it's one of the funnest versions of WoW. And I know that doesn't make any sense. How can it be both the first part and the second part? But it is. Because World of Warcraft, and in this case, classic World of Warcraft, has one thing that most modern games, most modern MMOs just don't have anymore, and it's pointless friction, which makes you clash against the world, rub against that fuzz, and realize that I am part of a living, a breathing ecosystem, a universe that both hates me and loves me. We can start with the most obvious aspect of friction in World of Warcraft, and that is progression, content itself. Progression in Classic is very slow, and sure, the modern player base and the way we play games in the modern day and age might be fast, might be brutal, might be sucking the fun out of a game for the sake of efficiency. Classic is designed around slow progression. When Vanilla first came out, it took people months to hit 60. I know plenty of people that never even hit 60. People would travel, go way out of zone and level to go to a new place they couldn't even do anything in, where everything was skull level, because that progression, that feeling of discovery, that feeling of where the fuck am I? What is this gorgeous world? That progression, that discovery made classic. Every time you leveled up, you felt a sense of satisfaction. Holy fuck, I'm one step closer to 60. I'm one step closer to the max level. Every time you level up, you feel a little stronger. Every piece of gear you get makes you feel better. That discovery of a green piece here or a blue piece there. Getting to 60 and then struggle busting your way through all these dungeons, into all these raids, into the frustrating, slow experience of 40-man raiding. Realizing that half the people you're playing with are dog shit, and that's cool because they bring a vibe to the game. And I know, people are gonna be in the comments, you're gonna be saying, it's not hard, it's not difficult, it's never meant to be. It's slow, it's grindy. Having to run a dungeon 200 times or 100 times in most modern games would be shit on. People will be rating the game abysmally low because respect my time. But the whole reason we love Classic is because it does not respect your time. Classic is an abusive relationship, in which case you discover a world that hates you, beats the shit out of you, and then says, I'm sorry, I should have been more loving. Here's that piece of loot you wanted. It only took you 145 UBRSs. Because again, that perseverance, being rewarded for a grind that's to most people worthless, feels amazing. It hits that dopamine receptor so well. And I talked about it a little bit earlier, but the world, the travel, the discovery, no game has even come close to it in the decade since WoW's release. When you would walk across the Barrens or Alwyn Forest and you would be like, oh shit, they're sending me to Westfall. Or I'm getting sent from the Barrens to Stone Talon Vale. It's just, holy shit, these new quests, these mobs. Being under-leveled or over-leveled because you didn't know when to leave. Or you were too low level so you just grinded mobs for a whole bunch of time. And then you would find a flight path and it would take you from here back to Orgrimmar or back to Stormwind, and you get to see the world in a way you just didn't get to see before. And you would see all these locales. You'd be like, I haven't been there. Or that looks really cool. Or I'm gonna go there next. Now again, in Classic 2019, most people didn't play like that. Most people just went, it's been so long since I've seen this world. This looks interesting. Let me explore a bit and enjoy a bit, but then everybody went to max level, raid logging and all that stuff. That happens no matter what. It's gonna happen in a 2024 fresh. It's gonna happen in a Classic Plus. But that's the reason why Classic was so famous, why it was so addicting. That discovery, that travel, that world was beyond iconic. But it's also because it was frictious. That's not even a real word. But the friction of the game, the friction of travel and discovery made every new locale, every new version, every new discovery feel good. When you discovered a new route or a faster way to level or a faster way to do something, you felt thrilled. You're like, holy shit, I discovered a quick way to level. I discovered a shortcut. I got to skip this. I got to do this. That felt great. That was like some of the most iconic parts of World of Warcraft for me, were the stupid little discoveries that made the game easier, funner, cooler. I don't remember shit. I don't remember when I got this cool item. I don't remember when I cleared Blackwing Lair for the 70th time. None of those memories are in there being stored. They all get abandoned. But you remember the weird moments, the funny moments, the moments in the world, and the moments with the community. And that's the next point. The community was very, like, the friction there was very obscene because you had to group with people. You had to do 40-man raids. You had to do all this content that was frustrating, but it encouraged you. No, scrap that. forced you to make friends. It forced you to join up with people, to do guild activities, to make those friendships that lasted for a long time. In the modern day, in modern gaming, friendships come and go. They're very fast, they're very fleeting. But in vanilla, in TBC and Wrath, and those original versions of World of Warcraft, those friendships lasted a long goddamn time. A lot of people still have friendships lasting from back then. In fact, people still have close friendships from 2019 vanilla, 2019 classic. I met my wife playing classic. World of Warcraft forced you to make those bonds of friendship, to make those bonds of like community, because those people meant a lot to you. You ended up spending hundreds, if not thousands of hours with those people. Now, I should clarify that not all friction is good friction, because we're going to talk about Classics PvP, probably one of the most horribly optimized, most horribly implemented, but somehow fun versions of PvP. The rank 14 grind is fucking terrible. Anybody that says otherwise is lying to you. In fact, the rank decay was never even meant to be in the game. That was a bug. But that little bug became an iconic part of World of Warcraft. When you saw somebody was rank 14, you saw that Grand Marshal gear on them, or the High Warlord gear, you sat there and said, holy fuck, what a gamer. I bet he shit in his gaming chair with his dedication to the grind. But it wasn't a good system. The friction was there. It was very frictious, very frictatious. I'm just making up words for the sake of friction. But you were impressed to a degree. But even though there was so much friction there with classic PvP, it's iconic. A lot of people just sit there in battlegrounds, not even trying to rank up, but having fun, because AB and Warsong Gulch were like iconic battlegrounds. Buggy, broken, very easily exploitable. Not so much AB, but AV and Warsong Gulch in this regard. People love these three battlegrounds. Back in the original vanilla, AV games could last days. You could go into an AV, leave, go to bed, go to school or work, come back, and that same AV was still going. You could jump back into the war and be like, oh boy, today I hope we get to push up to Stonehearth. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen, but that was fun. The whole point of World of Warcraft, the whole point of Classic, was everything taking time, being a raw, a rough, a gritty grind, but feeling rewarding. Every time you accomplished something, to a degree, you felt rewarded for your time and effort. Nothing was handed to you. Sure, it might not be difficult, but the time consumption ate away at you. People would literally do no-life activities and behaviors because it was that addicting. It was that fun. The whole craze in 2004, 2006, 2008, from vanilla to Wrath of the Lich King, people did some heinous shit. Like, you look at Asmongold, millions of people acted and behaved and lived like Asmongold because World of Warcraft made them give zero shits about IRL, about the world itself, so they could hyper-focus on the game. And I should clarify that this isn't a nostalgia bait video. This isn't about, oh, the good old days, the good old times. Because no, they were kind of dog shit. Gaming has never been better. Sure, the games are either a 10 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that friction is what made Classic and vanilla WoW so strong, so identifying, so unique. The game forced you to interact and live with the world. And even though in the modern day and age, we got out of our way to exploit and find the fastest, most efficient way, we do that because we've experienced and enjoyed the world so many times that people now try to skip ahead of it. And that's a problem. That's a whole video in and of itself. The friction is why we love this game. Now I know people are gonna say, if you try to skip it, if you try to go fast, if you try to find the exploit, why not play retail? Because retail, as fun as the war with it is not classic. That friction isn't there. The grind and difficulty comes from dedication, whereas in classic, the grind and difficulty came from the world hating you. And I'm not going to lie, there has not been a game like World of Warcraft, like 2019 classic with COVID and all that, or like 2004 vanilla, since those two instances. Sure, hardcore is pretty close to that vibe, but hardcore's a different ball game. Not everybody enjoys dying and losing everything. I hope someday another MMO, another experience, whether that's Classic Plus or Ashes or something, comes close to emulating that friction in a way that works in the modern world, because I miss it. I miss playing a game that brought those same vibes, the same feelings, those same heart palpitations, and the desires to be a full-blown degenerate back into my life. And despite how problematic Classic can be, it is still, to this day and age, one of the best games ever made. And it still holds up, which is hard to say about a lot of games that were iconic or popular back in the day. So thank you all for watching. I hope you still enjoy the friction of Classic and the friction of World of Warcraft, because I miss it. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you hated it, like and subscribe and hate all of my videos. Be a dedicated hater. Thank you all for watching. Ebonhard out.